Good evening or afternoon, keepers of the cash. Gary B, the casual comic guy here. I am just going live because I'm bagging and boarding, so I thought, why not do it? And if anyone wanted to jump in and join, Dope Comics, how you doing? And hang out, feel free. If not, that's fine too. Just thought I'd be live, available for conversation if anybody had the afternoon free. So first up, I got a couple things in the mail I'm going to open. Nothing major, just some fun stuff. David, how you doing? Again, just hanging out. If anyone wants to join, feel free. Just going to bag and board for about an hour. I got a bunch of books to get through, and I wanted to make it less boring, so I jumped on here. Cole, how you doing, sir? So let's see. I do have a couple comic book related cards that I picked up through the mail. Look at this. They packaged it really well, so we'll take a good look at that. And so this is the Conan the Barbarian Savage Sisterhood subset that goes to the the Hyborian Age card set, which was a 72 card base set. So we'll take a look at these together. This is the first time seeing them. The Savage Sisterhood. First card is Yasmina. Not Yasmina, Salome. So nice little card. Second card we have is Yasmina. The story with her in it was really good. Then, of course, we got Jandra. Don't know how well these are showing up on here. Ken, how you doing, sir? Then we have Princess Ayala. These are stuck together, so all brand new and nice. Then we have my favorite card, because this is my favorite companion to Conan, and that's Bailey or Baylit. However you pronounce it is fine. Fantastic card. Then we have the Frost Giant's Daughter, one of the most famous Conan the Barbarian stories out there. And Lady Gorbeck. And of course, this was from the 2004 Conans. And this is another favorite of mine. This is Valeria, of course, from the Red Nails story. One of the best Conan stories ever. Just absolutely fantastic. And then we have, last, Jamila. Well, I wanted to get this little subset. I'm going to add it to my Age of the Hyborian Age set. So we got that out of the way. I now have all of those. And we got another comic related card here. And then we have a mini comic, which I think is pretty cool. Oh, this is the mini comic. All right, we'll show this first, and then we'll get to the card. So, as you guys know, I'm a huge Jessica Drew fan. This is in minty condition. Spider-Man and Spider-Woman, all new. Kraven the Hunter and Grizzly. Kraven the Hunter and Grizzly and the Ape Man. So this was a 7-Eleven promo comic, and it opened up and it read like this. And you have to go through the whole story. So good art. I've never read this one, so I can't wait to dig into it and just read the story and enjoy this mini comic. But I got to bag and board that. We'll put it back in the Ziploc. They're getting a really good review. That was well protected, packaged really nice. Really happy with that. And we have a lot to bag and board. Ruby G, how you doing, sir? For any of you that want to just join in, I'm just hanging out. I have a lot of books to bag and board, a lot of back issues that I picked up, and just thought I'd do it while chatting with you guys. And so if anyone else wants to jump on and chat, I put the link up there. I will post the link again just in case. If nobody wants to join, hey, that's fine too. Let's see. Oh, I got a lot of mini comics, Ruby G. I love them. They're, for some reason, they're just a favorite of mine. But let's see. So this is... Oh, all right. So this isn't what I thought. So I'm still waiting on another card. This is a comic. This is Devil Dinosaur, number 2. I'm completing the run. I just need 3 and 4 now, and I have the whole 9-issue series. I have a number 1 that's out getting graded. That's in near mint. Bagging your board in and chilling, TJ. Feel free to jump on if you like, sir, and chat. Maybe we could talk some Moon Knight. Because like you, I've been loving the show. It's done no wrong for me. But, David, you're welcome to jump on. I know you don't like to show your face much, but figured why not? My kid's in there watching his stuff on TV. All right, so now I got nice crispy Devil Dinosaur 2. Only need 2 issues to complete the run, 3 and 4, so that's easy enough to do. Like I said, I got a reader's copy of number 1, plus I have a near mint copy that I'm hoping to get a 9.8 on that I sent out to CBCS to get graded. But picked up a Savage Tales number 2. This was the second series of this. Just we'll take a look inside, show you guys the art. Oh, you're not liking it, Ruby G? I am loving Moon Knight. Like, I'm like seriously enjoying every episode. Just I don't know, it's pure fun, and I know people are complaining about the Stephen Grant character, but I think he's really fun. And I really think the dynamic with him, hey, Tylox, I really think the dynamic between him and I can't remember the Mark Spector's wife's name is really fun. So this Savage Tales, another one of Marvel's old black and white stories, and this is a Slade cover, so really cool. And I actually have a signed book by him that's out that I'm hoping to get back soon. Red Sonja, The Price of Blood cover that he did, which is absolutely gorgeous. I forgot to grab my big boards. They're over there. We'll do that afterward. But hey, Naman. Hey, Surfer. Yes, he is, TJ. He's getting more courage every episode, and that kiss was a good payoff for the 2 characters. So I already bagged and boarded a few. So I bagged Xena, the Orpheus trilogy. I only have 1 and 2, so I'm going to have to buy 3 off of eBay. My LCS only had 1 and 2. And then I had 1 and 2 of Xena Warrior Princess in the original Olympics. A little wet. Oh, now I'm forgetting her name. Lucy Lawless. Never hurt anybody. There we go. So I got to get that one. And I also picked up, this is the Hercules Legendary Journeys, issue number 3. This is the very first appearance of Xena in comic books. This is about a $20 book. I got it for $5 in near mint shape, so a good little steal. Who knows if it'll ever go up past that. It's just one I wanted because I like my Savage stuff. And this will go in with my other Xena collectibles. Right there. I didn't watch the series religiously, but I do like it in comic form. And it's just a lot of fun. Yeah, exactly, aggressively relaxing. And let's see. I'm interested to see if he's going to be a millionaire, billionaire now that we know what we know. Yeah. It's episode 4 was great. I'm kind of upset that there's only 2 episodes left because I am really enjoying it. I know everybody's having a fun time poo-pooing on it, but to me, it's a lot of fun. Definitely something different. And like I was telling you guys, I got a stack here to bag and board of back issues I picked up. Some in great shape, some in not great shape. But first I have, this is a complete run of the very first Kazar, but I never got to rebag it, so that's part of what I'm doing today. And Absolutely. And still doing some great acting today. I loved her character Ruby on Ash versus the Evil Dead. Just I love that series. All three seasons were just spectacular. It was too bad it had to go. Uh, so sad. But that was a series I didn't think was going to be any good, and then I absolutely adored every single episode, especially the Kelly character. And Kelly and Pablo were just fantastic on that show. They were the characters that Ash needed that I didn't know he needed. And once they were on that show with him, absolutely amazing. There we go. Oh, so much better in a nice new bag. It's weird. You can have near mint books, but if you have an old bag on them, they just look like garbage. So this is the first series ever of Kazar. I have all 20 issues. I'm just rebagging that. And then I have a bunch of back issue buys in various shapes and conditions that I'm going to be bagging and boarding. Hey, Louie. Louie, if you want to hang out, I posted the link. I'm just bagging and boarding, showing books, and just chilling out, man. So anyone that wants to hop in, the link's in the chat. Feel free. If you don't want to hop in, don't hop in. I just figured it'd be a lot less boring to bag and board if I was talking to people while I was doing it. Because bagging and boarding sometimes is a bit boring. So I should show these. So that was number 2. And yeah, I was super happy to get that first appearance of Xena in comics for $5. There was $10 marked on it, and the place I bought it from really didn't know what it was. And the guy's like, we do 5 for it? I'm like, yeah, I'll do 5. I mean, it's a $20 book, so I was going to do 5 all day in near mint condition. That wasn't going to bother me. I would have bought 5 of them. All right, so number 3. Yes, definitely chill. Yep, Louie, I just let me show you, Louie, in case you've never seen it. This is, I'll show you her first appearance. So, Hercules: A Legendary Journeys, issue number 3, Louie, is Xena's first appearance in comics. About a $20 book. They had that, and they had a B cover, which I want to get, that has the picture of Lucy Lawless. Hey, Werewolf, how you doing? Yes, sir. And just in case, I'll keep posting the link here and there in case anybody wants to jump in. But right now, and this is probably going to be boring for you guys because all I'm doing is bagging and boarding old books and just showing them. Louie, what you're going to like, and I'm going to show it again since you just got in here because you like the oddities like I do, my man. So I had picked up a subset, which I won't show this, but this was Age of the Hyborian, Women of Conan. But Louie, did you know that this is the 7-11 mini comic of Spider-Man and Spider-Woman. So when you open this up, you just had all this goodness, Louie. I mean, look at that, guys. I've never read this one. I just got it in the mail today. So this is going to be a must-read for me a little bit later. And you had some fun puzzles and stuff on the inside as well, which I won't be doing. But got a nice, I might order another one of these just to have another near mint one. Diamond, how you doing? Yeah, thank you, Norman. I love the odd ones too. So this is issue number 4 of the original run of Kazar. Like I said, I have all 20. I'm rebagging and boarding them now. Well, rebagging them because I never did. I filed them away and sorted them, but never got around to putting new bags on everything. Whoever had these before me must have had them a while because everything is old and wrinkly. And these are all near mint. I want them to look nice. Now, the ones I'm bagging and boarding after this are not near mint. So, oh, we got Mad Spidey. How you doing, Simon? Hop on in here, buddy.
You said Spider-Man, so I had to turn up.
Right, there you go. Did you see the mini, or do I need to show it to you
No,
again?
I saw it. It's okay.
Okay. Yeah, I always buy those minis when I see them.
Yeah, we don't say that sort of stuff over here.
What's that?
We don't say the minis over here.
Really?
Yeah. Very, very, very rare indeed. Like ash cans is the same thing and all that sort of stuff. Don't really see it.
That's a good question, Chillmonger. I don't know how often you're supposed to rebag. I think it has to do with the brand a lot. I used to use I can't remember the name. I use BCW now. I used another brand which wasn't too bad. But the thing is I found that they got like this. They got real crinkly and wrinkly. And I find that the BCWs do not get crinkly or wrinkly. They stay fresh a lot longer. And the BCWs have kind of a little blue hint on them, so they help with glare, and they make the books look really nice. They really present them well. So I've used a couple different brands, but for my preference, the BCW's been the best.
Generally, Ultra Pro or BCW are the two best to go.
I've never used Ultra Pro. I've never even seen that brand.
Oh, that's weird because like Ultra Pro were like when everybody was sort of around, like when the big sports card phase came in, like the 90s. They were the
okay.
Yeah, they were the leaders in that sort of stuff. So they've had bags and boards, as far as I know, for a long time.
Yeah, I just think my LCS doesn't stock them.
BCW, I think, is a little bit cheaper to buy as well because Ultra Pro is not cheap.
Oh yeah, Astonishing Tales is great. Good afternoon, Gene. Hey, he's calling you his ASM brother there, Spidey.
Yeah, that's what Louie and I call each other.
See, Louie and I have a big affinity for the gimmick comics and for the minis and the promotionals. Like that one is from 7-Eleven. Plus, I have the Immoral Gum minis of Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, Archie, Hulk, Captain America, and those are fun. Comic Vantage, yeah, they're not too wrinkly and crinkly, yes to glareless and tearless, yeah. See, this just I don't know what brand that was, but that the previous, and it might not have been a bad brand, but I don't know how long this person had these books before I bought them. I don't think they read this series because all 20 issues I have of this are near mint. And like I said, all the other ones, this other stack down here is not near mint, but they're all good readers, so it's mainly what I'm buying them for. I'm a reader.
Can't go wrong with some good old Bronze Age Marvel goodness.
No, Bronze Age is my my favorite age to collect. I don't know. I love the Bronze Age. And the covers, I think they just had the best covers of any age. I mean, I could see the argument for silver and gold, but bronze, there was a whole story going on a cover of a Bronze Age book.
I think sometimes it can depend on artist and title, like modern day stuff as well. You know,
I do. Like Perillo.
Bronze is definitely good. Yeah.
Like I love Perillo's covers. Like his new Hell Sonya cover this month was amazing. There you go, Kazar number 8.
I'll say it when Simon shows it.
What's that?
I'll say it when Simon shows it.
Oh, it's I just showed it in my NCBD haul, and it's a gorgeous book. Right now, I'm catching up on Sonyaversal. Silver's getting too expensive to collect. Yeah, you know it's not long, Werewolf, until Bronze is going to start doing that too. You're already seeing some of the Bronze Age ones go up, that's why I'm.
There's still a lot of big books. Still a lot of big books in the silver and in the Bronze Age. So.
Well, and you're seeing a lot of those artists pass too. Like a lot of my favorites aren't around anymore, like John Buscema. You know, Stan Lee, of course, but
yeah.
So we got
Yeah.
number. I know this is probably really boring just watching me bag and board. Number 9.
Some people like to have it on in the background, or some people might like watching it.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I was like, oh, I could do this. I'm going to be bored while doing it, so I'll just go live, and anyone that wants to chat, will chat.
Yeah, a lot of people do it.
I have a Batman Who Laughs Perillo Virgin variant. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Perillo is one of the absolute best modern artists, Gene. Just amazing. I love his stuff. I have a few slabs of Perillo, both in Red Sonja and Conan. And
Yeah.
those are my two favorite people to have Perillo do. And his Vampirella is pretty nice too. But you can go to Simon's channel for that.
Yeah. Simple Simon's channel.
Yes.
Yeah, I should have jumped on the opportunity to get a commission from him when I had a chance before he really blew up.
Right? Oh, definitely. All right, issue number 10. Okay, I want to get his autograph on I want to get his signature on a book. Because him and another one of my favorite new artists is Mahmoud Asrar, who is just incredible.
Oh yeah, Mahmoud's been around for a while though.
He has. But so has Perillo. Perillo's been around longer than people think.
Yeah.
It's just now people are discovering him. But he was back doing Queen Sonja, all that stuff back in like 2004, 2006 and all. Yeah, he was doing a lot of stuff back then, just not getting the recognition. It's just a funny story. Almost threw it in the recycling bin because it was an A-OK. Oh, come on. Yeah, you don't want to do that, Gene. There's one thing I learned. The people in this community send you good stuff. Nice stuff. So this is number 11, losing track. So Simon, what's been going on with you, buddy?
Nothing, just back at work after family stuff and personal stuff and whatever, and yeah, just waking up at some ungodly hour and saw you on and went, yeah, why not?
Right.
After I finished, what's 7 a.m. now, and I got off Legion's stream or should I say 6 hours ago? At like 1 a.m. So
I get to do stuff on Fridays now because my schedule at work changed. I used to have Saturdays and Sundays off. Now I'm Fridays and Saturdays off. So I have no chance of catching spine ticks or anything else just because I got to go to bed at least by 11 on Saturday so I can get up and be to work at 5 on Sunday. And I'm one of those guys, I survive on 3-4 hours of sleep.
Yeah, I've noticed that my body in the last decade will not let me get any more than 6 hours at a time.
Number 12 for those looking.
Oh, that's a nice cover.
Yeah, Jack Kirby and John Romita. So old Jack
looks
Kirby
like
goodness.
Looks like that whole volume was done by them.
Oh yeah, and some by Gil Kane as well.
Yeah,
well, another one of the staples back then.
Another brilliant Spidey artist.
Yeah, and I used to love when Kazar and Spidey would cross over into Savage Land and fight Sauron. It was always one of my favorites. I mean, my love of the Savage Land came through Amazing Spider-Man books.
Yeah, most would think it'd be X-Men books, but
nah, I discovered the Savage Land through Spider-Man.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting his first appearance, but that's not that it's a huge expensive book, but you don't see that one very often.
Number 13. So is Louis, let me know if you're still in the chat, Louis, and because I want to tell you and Simon something. Imperious, how you doing, sir? Yes, you can. Imperious Rex. So anyway, at my comic shop the other day, Simon, you'll never guess what they had in there. I got to see it in person. I didn't touch it or pick it up, but they had an Amazing Fantasy 15 in there.
Oh yeah,
that we were all looking at.
But don't you guys see them like every day?
I've never seen one like in real life, like up close. It was cool. I didn't want to touch it, so
yeah, because we I've only seen one here probably 3 times. But in saying that, 2 times was a guy that was actually coming from the States to sell books in Australia. So
Oh,
actually,
wow.
actually, somebody owning it in Australia, I've only seen it once.
So yeah, I couldn't believe I was looking at it live. I was like, whew, that's the very first Spidey. 14 with Claw.
Because it's funny because the guy that occasionally comes over here for our conventions, he brings a lot of big books, and we always like nobody's going to drop that kind of money over here because he's got like for us were very high priced sort of books. But I remember he had an AF-15 and he brought it over here and he was selling it for $18,000, and it was a pretty decent copy. It wasn't graded, but it was a pretty decent copy. And I'm like, nobody's going to drop $18,000 in a con in Australia. Why would you even bother bringing that book?
Right. Because he wanted
But
to show it off.
in saying that now, this was a good couple of years ago. I would have, if I had that kind of money, I would have jumped on that kind of money because for what he had would be like 50 to 100K now.
Right. The one I looked at, it was like a 1.0, and there had been a little bit of leaf casting done on it.
Hmm.
So you can see where the paper pulp was. Number 15. Again, this is the first series of Kazar. I got the whole 20 issue run, but I never bagged it. So I'm getting to that today because I had a lot of back issues to bag. And
yeah, I did get one Kazar book in that collection that I bought recently. But it must have been volume 2. He's like standing in the middle, and it looks like there's like flaming birds sort of circling him or something. I know.
yeah, is it called Kazar the Savage?
I think so. Yeah.
I think that's the second run.
Yeah.
I wish another character I wish they'd do more with.
Does he pop up in modern books?
16. What's that?
Does he pop up in modern books?
Oh yeah, he just had a 5-issue mini that just ended.
Oh, okay.
It ended a couple weeks ago. Not a great story this time around. His older stories are definitely better. Oh, nice.
Hey, Tyler.
Hey, what's up, Tyler? Again, I'll say it for anyone out there. I put the link. If anyone wants to just jump on and chat, that's all we're doing is hanging out. I'm just bagging and boarding, and I didn't want to do it by myself and be bored, so I jumped on here to do it live. Fuck it, we're doing it live. See, Tyler avoids me unless I'm on his channel.
Oh,
I'm just picking on him. Tyler's great. Oh, that's the link. Yep. Hey, how you doing, Agim? But yeah, here we go. This is I guess this would be the crap. Talking, and I can't get it in the bag. This would be the jumping the shark issue.
Oh god. Where's the shark repellent?
Yeah. Good stuff. And this was number 17. I thought about moving this first run for a minute, and then I decided no, just keep it. Don't get rid of it. Especially since this whole first run, I only paid $21 for. I paid $1 an issue, just a touch over.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's with issue 1, so I couldn't have got a better deal on it. And all in near mint shape. Now this next cover is just fun, and this is definitely a product of the time. As soon as I can get it in this damn bag. Sometimes I'm doing good with the bagging. Of course, you can tell it's mid-afternoon here because I can't block out the sun to save my ass. So
I was going to say that villain looked like the He-Man villain.
So Gene's asking what my most expensive book is. Honestly, Gene, I don't have a ton of expensive books. I think my most expensive book would would be my Conan the Barbarian #1 from 1970. And that's the one I have right now is probably about a $600 book, and that's probably the most expensive one I own. I'm sure my first appearance of Silk will outpace that at some point.
Yeah, I don't like
But let
obviously
me
mine's a little bit harder because my older books or my higher price books are probably in worse condition. So if you're not worried about condition, I'd say my ASM2 would be would probably be
I'm
ASM2
checking.
or one of the ones in the top 10.
I don't know. Werewolf, I don't know if you sent it to the right guy. I don't have anything on Instagram from you.
Mm.
It would be Gary B, the casual comic guy, in there. Let me see. I'm sorry, you were saying your ASM too?
Yeah, probably ASM2, but I don't know whether say, ASM, I suppose, what else? That's probably my highest book under 10 because I haven't got any of the other big hits. So I'm still missing sub 10 in the ASM.
Yeah, but that's still pretty up there.
Because I don't have 1, I don't have 3, which is first Doc Ock, I don't have 4, which is first Sandman, and I don't have 6, which is first Vulture. I suppose, I got like first Electro, I got first Green Goblin and all that sort of stuff. So whether they're more expensive.
Now, who's your favorite Spider-Man villain, Simon?
What's he doing? Is he sending it to me instead? He sent it to me instead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I didn't get it.
How do I resend this now?
I just followed him.
Oh, okay. So
Well, if I just followed you, for some reason I don't think we were following each other, but I rectified that.
Yeah, so look at your notification, and then you can resend it to him.
I'm gonna check in here.
Yeah,
the only thing I have right now is from the Lucky VIP Lounge. But
yeah, it's hard to say because Spidey has he's another one. He's like Batman. He has such a great rogues gallery.
He does.
Like I do, like as I said on like Usual Suspects, like I love the main Sinister Six core sort of group and a few of the others, but I like to diversify into the villains because he's had so many cool villains over the time. Even like Man Wolf and Morbius and that, which are not necessarily mainstream. Like obviously Morbius is a bit more now since the movie, but he's had some real cool villains.
He does, and I like some of his odd ones, like you don't see anymore, like the Enforcers. You don't really see Hammerhead anymore or Tombstone anymore.
Yeah. Spider Slayers, you don't really sort of see too much anymore.
Yeah. Some of the ones that they always put in he said now, let's see. Come on, reload. Did you send it to my did you send it as a private message? I got nothing. Oh. No, I'm sorry, Werewolf. I don't have anything from you. Not unless my phone's messing up. Then we have number 20. That was the last of the first run.
With Claw again.
Yeah. And this is a great Gil Kane cover. You can tell Gil Kane by look at Kazar's face. Gil Kane has a certain way he draws a face.
He does love us. He does love the square jaw.
Yeah, and the noses too. His noses always give him away. See, I want to see this. I want to see this Vampirella book by Werewolf.
There you go. I sent it to you instead.
Oh, I just got it from you. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a beauty. No, I don't think I've seen that one. Yeah, that's gorgeous. 9.6 too. That's a great grade. So then I think I have the number 1 up there, Simon. But I think this is what you're talking about. Is Kazar the Savage? This run, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like number 2 or number 3 is the issue that I'll know the cover when I see it.
Because I got a bunch of these, but the thing with those is those are mostly in just readers conditions. Those aren't near mint.
Mm.
So right here, these are some books I picked up from a place that's a card shop, not a comic shop, which is why I got that first appearance of Xena so cheap. They didn't know what they had. They just wanted to sell the comic. But they didn't know what they had with this either, because this is a cool Bronze Age cover, 35 center. And I'm not a big Captain America collector, but I always like a good Captain America cover when he's in the middle of it and running with a bunch of people around him. And this is the first appearance of the Ameridroid. So Captain America and Falcon, 218, and I paid under $5 for it.
Oh.
It's about a $15 book. So
they used to love yellow Captain America books in that age. Like most of the background was yellow.
Yeah, yellow or orange.
Uh,
And this is a series I already have. This only ran 8 issues, but they had 3 and 4 there. So whenever I see these cheap, I pick them up because these are right in my wheelhouse. And I love this 8-issue run. It's so much fun, and it's a pity that it didn't go anywhere. This book came out when DC was just flooding the market with stuff, and they did it too much, and it hurt really good titles that didn't last. And they had what was called like the DC Purge, and they canceled a bunch of titles after they started. So this is Starfire number 3, the original Starfire, which was a sword and sorcery heroine. So I have all 8 issues of this. I went over those not long ago. In a retro cover rewind I did. And this is when I redo it here. I don't want to get the tape. I always peel the tape back. I don't want to get the tape on my cover. I'll cry. Number 4, which is just another great cover. And this was Mike Vosberg doing the art on this series, who's one of those Bronze Age undersung heroes. And I really loved his work on the Savage She-Hulk. Like, he did a great run on the Savage She-Hulk, and he finished it up. It's gold, not yellow. Yeah, Chillmonger's saying. Oh, goodness. Have you bought anything good recently, Simon?
No, I've sort of I've been sort of trying to chill away at my because I pick up a lot of new books from Mark at Big City Comics, you know, Simon's better half of his show. But I haven't been able to get to him regularly for things. So he's literally boxed me. I've got that many books in there that I need to pick up. I'm slowly chipping away at it, but no, I want to start focusing on my older books again. I need to start buying the new books. Well, not.
Oh, that's what I got caught up in the mystery box game for a minute, and I ended up getting some nice books out of mystery boxes and hitting some GPs. But I'm like, man, all this mystery box stuff I could just put towards the finishing Bronze Age runs I have.
Yeah,
and so that's what I focused on. So this is, I think this is right here, and I got some of these, but this is the 3rd series of Kazar.
Yeah, so that'd be late 90s.
Yeah, and this was Andy Kubert art on this series. Let me see. I can look inside and tell you.
Yeah, because I know that a lot of the titles, they changed to very similar lettering and that for all their stuff in that like late 90s, early 2000s. They did it with Spidey. They did it with X-Men.
Oh, and this has a double cover too. So this is the cover on the other side.
Yeah, a few of them did that too.
But this is 1998.
Yeah. Yeah, that was about the time they started changing all the titles and doing it looked very uniformed. So instead of like Amazing Spider-Man, you know, having the curled traditional cover,
Right.
it would have that sort of style of titling up the top.
Yeah, and I didn't like the fonts they used then.
Yeah.
And he's like, I just put it on IG so everyone can see. All right, I'll make sure I go like it. Poor werewolf. Now this, I just showed. Well, let me bag them both first. I just showed the magazine of this on my new comic book day haul, the Marvel preview. I think it was Marvel preview number 20. And this is of a movie that I grew up with that I absolutely love. Let me bag the number one. So this is the comic adaptation. It was 2 issues. The Marvel Preview magazine, like they did with the Conans or any other movie, they would make it 1 issue in the giant size preview, and then they would make it a 2-issue one in comic form. So this is
Cull?
What's that?
Is it Cull the Conqueror?
It is not, although I have that.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, Cull was not. They didn't make Cull. I have all the Marvel Culls. They never did the movie.
Okay.
This is
Never did an
Dragon
adaptation.
Slayer.
Oh, yep.
So 1 and 2, just one of my favorite fun flicks. Love Dragon Slayer. And for some reason, this was a hard series. I got another number one. A hard series. They had 2 of them, so I bought them. Hard series to track down, and people online were wanting too much for it. So, that board is gone. We're not using that. But I just watched the movie last week. And another one, too, was Krull. Remember that movie, Krull?
Yeah.
With the glaive? Love that movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen either of those movies in, wow, probably over 20 years at least.
Yeah, there's some of my guilty pleasure watching that I'm always. Ooh, what did I just do? That I'm always looking at. I'm simple. I watch the same stuff over and over all the time.
Yeah, I tend to do that a lot. It's one of those things where I'll get like almost with OCD. I'll be like, oh, I really feel like watching that movie, and I'll literally, as soon as I get home, I'll find it on my racks, and I'll just watch it then and there.
Oh shoot! I think I followed the wrong werewolf. Damn it!
Just look for all the foot photos.
Here we go, Darren. Thank you. There we go. Now I'm following you, Darren. I clicked on the wrong werewolf.
Oh, so you might have got the message, but it might be in hidden requests.
Oh, I was looking in request. Because whenever I think I don't have something, there we go. Now that I signed up for him, I got it.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Mystery solved. It was me being an old man about it. So I clicked on the wrong name. Now, so yeah, and I'm a sucker. I will keep, if it's a book I like and I can get it cheap enough, I'll keep buying more and more and more copies of it. Like the Conan movies. I got 5-6 copies of each of those comic issues.
Yeah, I can't do the multiple issue thing. I just see that it's money that I could spend on books that I don't have. Like, obviously, you double up on things occasionally and things like that, and that's just inevitable when you're run filling. But
right. Well, if they're cheap, I'll do it.
Yeah, I can't do it because I'm like, yeah, okay, I might spend $5 on a book that I really like, but I'll be more inclined to spend $5 on a book I don't have.
Well, I spent $1.50 on this, and I already have 2 copies of it. Great old Saturday cartoon, Defenders of the Earth.
I have the DVD box set of that entire series.
Yeah, fun series, and I've been watching it on Tubi. Tubi has the whole run, all 68 episodes, I think it was, or
yeah,
65 or 68. But that was a 3-issue series, and it did like a couple of the episodes in each comic. So it was fun. As soon as you start reading, you're like, oh yeah, I remember that episode. Like what I have what is that one? Silverhawks. I have that issue 1. I got it for $0.25 out of a 50-cent bin in near mint shape. and that book's selling for 70 to 80 right now. And I got it for a quarter. I was like, sweet.
Yeah, you don't hear about that stuff. Like our score is getting something for like $3 or $4 or something like that if we're lucky.
And this is just a one shot, but I think it was good. Coming soon to ABC TV. And I don't know if this is the same person, but I picked it up because it was a one shot, and that is The Human Target.
Human Target.
Yeah. DC property. I don't know if it's the same person. I know they just had a Human Target series that just came out. But I don't know if it's the same guy as the new one or if it's the same. Oh goodness. Yeah, I'm not sure, but whenever I see stuff that was a TV series before, usually I'll buy it. So what's where I was saying, getting all these notifications. What a year where I watch Aliens every week for you. Oh yeah, Alien. I like Aliens a lot, but I like the first one better because it's more of a horror story.
Hmm.
But the movie I do that with is John Carpenter's The Thing. I literally put it on every single night. I've done that for well over a year. I don't know when I love that movie. It's
That's why I asked you whether that's your go to sleep movie or not, because you've seen it that many times.
it is. I'll put it on, but the tough part is sometimes it doesn't help me sleep. I just like it so much I'll watch the whole thing through.
That's another movie I haven't seen for probably a decade or more.
Yeah, I just watched Escape from New York again last week, and They Live Again. I watched that. I love They Live, another guilty pleasure flick with Roddy Piper and David Keith. Just a great.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen it? That's the one with
I think I might have seen it. I might have seen it once.
Yeah, I agree. That's the thing that John Carpenter was great at was just he does most of the themes of his music. I mean, most of the theme music in his movies. Now, Ennio Morricone did the score for The Thing, but John Carpenter had some music in that too. So here we go, another. That's the only thing. I like these sealable bags, but those little strings, man, they don't come off your fingers easy.
Yeah,
nice
no, they're annoying.
Kazar fighting Thanos.
Oh, that's very.
Yeah, I mean, Kazar doesn't have a chance there. He shouldn't.
but it is comics, so you never know.
Right. And this one's still in the bag. The poly bag.
That High Evolutionary?
Yep, the High Evolutionary. From the heights of Mount Wundagore, the High Evolutionary. So they had Kazar fighting out of his weight class on some of these.
on all of them so far.
Yeah. And then you had, of course, the Marvel Direct Marketing on the back. We're going to take this out of the poly bag because all these bags do is ruin stuff. Yeah, Flash by Night. I just go to sleep on Home Garden TV. Ooh, that is crunchy. All right. So this is a near mint one that I got for nothing. And that's great. I find so many and I like a lot of those Bronze Age 4-issue miniseries that Marvel put out. Like I have the Micronauts versus the X-Men, the Fantastic Four versus the X-Men. We're gonna get to one I picked up here last week, a couple days ago. And for a character that's showing up in the new She-Hulk series. But those were great. And those are starting to rise up. And a lot of those I got for $1 a piece. Like I have the Firestar 4-issue mini, the Iceman one. A lot of good stuff from the Bronze Age. All the Hercules Prince of Power ones. I got those 4-issue minis. I got those for $8 for a complete series. And I paid $10 for for the old Marvel graphic novel of it.
Yeah, it's funny actually because I knew I always needed like one issue of the Wolverine one, the one that came out before the first volume came out. I ended up buying 2 copies of number 1, not because I wanted to, but because I thought that's the one I needed, whether I actually needed number 4. So I still need number 4.
Oh, is that the one with like the bad '90s art?
It's the Frank Miller four
Oh,
issue.
that one. Okay.
Yeah.
My comic shop right now, I almost pulled the trigger on it today. They have the John Buscema 4-issue miniseries there. And, $50 for the first issue. I'm still thinking about buying it. But I have the facsimile, and I'm not a Wolverine guy, so I would just be buying it because it's John Buscema art and I'm a big fan of his.
Yeah.
So I haven't pulled the trigger on it. I'm like, I have the facsimile, it's the same. But when you're a comic collector, you want the original.
Yeah.
Number...
That's why I don't own any facsimiles.
Really?
Yeah, none at all.
Oh, they're so much fun.
Won't touch them.
Why? They're an exact replica of the original.
Yeah,
with
I know
ads and
that.
everything.
I'm an original or nothing guy.
But see, though, if you have an original, you can. Well, you don't slab though, right?
No, that's right.
Because, I would, I can slab the original and have the facsimile to read.
Mm. But you
And
could also have the original and read the thing digitally if you wanted to read the story.
Right. Well, that and Norrin Rad, how you doing? Past Point, how's it going? Not doing anything too exciting today, guys. Just bagging and boarding and chatting. So, Simon, since I got you here too, have you been watching Moon Knight?
Yeah, I literally just watched episode 4 about an hour before I went on Legion stream. That confused the hell out of me.
Really? Oh, I loved it.
I'm like, what the hell is with that last scene? I think I can understand because I haven't read enough Moon Knight or know enough backstory, but I just went, what the hell am I watching?
Oh, I haven't. I'm not well versed in Moon Knight either. I read I had the collected Werewolf by Nights, the Epic collections, and that's where I read Moon Knight. But I never read any of his solo titles. So I'm not well versed in Moon Knight either. I'm just probably that's why I'm loving the show, and people that are more well versed in it are a little more critical. To me, it's just great fun.
Yeah, like I didn't mind the the tomb raiding sort of thing because I don't mind like old Egyptian gods and sort of lore and things like that. That's pretty cool to me. But yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit discombobulated, I suppose. I like using that word lately.
I don't know, dude. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I love the Stephen Grant character. I like the Mark Spector character. I love the wife. I love the way the wife gets along with both of them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I think
we're going to see a lot more of this in the MCU where they introduce these characters in a 1-season arc and then they don't have a season 2 because then they're just probably going to go straight to the films. Because I think they already confirmed that this and She-Hulk won't have a season 2. So I'm going to guess they're going to put them right to the movies.
I think they need to I don't know. I think even like with Moon Knight especially, they need to, because I've always seen him as like the straight level brawler.
Right.
They needs to get into that sort of thing. Like they almost touched on it sort of in episode 3 where they were in like that, the arena where the guy was riding around on horses and he started beating up people in there. But it's very far and few between, and I think that's the kind of character he is. Yeah, Moon Knight should join Midnight Suns if hopefully that project goes ahead.
Right, Midnight Suns, yeah, and Norrin Rad with Blade. Absolutely.
Yeah, Blade, Ghost Rider. Maybe some of the Night Stalkers. That'd be nice. Maybe like Hannibal King or something like that. But as long as it's not Ryan Reynolds, Hannibal King, and it's like a proper actor.
I didn't. You know what? I'm one of the few that I really enjoyed Blade 3.
I didn't mind it. Like I won't.
I think
Like
it
a lot
gets
of
too
people.
much hate.
Yeah, like I still enjoy. Like I do it a rewatch every now and again. You know, I'll watch all three.
Oh, Jessica Biel looked amazing in that movie too.
Mm.
But I think most of the problem with that one was Wesley Snipes' attitude. Like anytime he was on screen, they had to have his face in the shot. Like he didn't. He had a lot of things. Like that's when Wesley Snipes was starting to have his own personal life crisis and crash, and I think that interrupted that whole thing quite a bit.
Mm.
But I don't know. I had fun with it. My favorite though, the Blade movies was Blade 2. Blade 2 is just amazing. The Guillermo del Toro directed one.
Yeah. I know. I like that one because I'm a big Donnie Yen fan.
Shanna and Zira. Let's see. But all right, so let's ask you some more Spidey questions. I'm not. Oh yeah, I saw Gone Girl a while ago.
Yeah, I don't know whether I actually saw it or not.
He likes Dracula and Blade 3. He was pretty. He was. I think my problem I had with Blade 3 was the vampire girl. That was like, she was just boring to me. Hey, there he is, the White Shadow himself. What's up, Chip?
Not much, man. I didn't realize we were doing in the hot seat number 2 again.
Yeah, we're just bagging and boarding, and I didn't want to see. I was going to be bored doing it by myself, so I decided to jump on live.
No, I was just over here listening and doing some bagging and boarding, not bagging and boarding, but putting away comics. And so I was like, oh, here are all these questions. Oh my god! In the hot seat, part 2.
There we go.
Yeah, I don't like the prison bar view.
Ah.
There we go.
Yeah,
Right, yeah. Don't you feel squished, don't you? Even though you're not. It's an odd perspective.
That it is.
So what's up with you, Chip? We're just talking Moon Knight. Have you been watching the show?
I have been. Yeah.
I was saying how it's really working for me. Simon's up and down about it.
Yeah, I'm a bit iffy.
Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what's going on with it. I'm assuming that the whole first few episodes was all part of an illusion, dream, mind thing going on, but I don't know. Just seems kind of unusual. So, but I've been enjoying it. I mean,
And I just love the acting, man. Like how good is Oscar Isaac? The way he's just switching between the characters and his body language and facial expressions sell it all. That cannot be an easy role to play.
Oh yeah, no, I can't imagine it is. Not at all.
So we got another one from the second series of Kazar. So Kazar the Savage, number 5. I just picked up a whole bunch of back issues, Chip. Like I said, I wasn't going to bag like 50, 60 bucks and do it. I would just go nuts doing it and not talking. Wait, where's Moon Knight's jet? Yeah, and no, Google, I'm not talking to you. Google's looking for Moon Knight's jet for me. Yeah, TJ, come and help me out against these Moon Knight haters, buddy.
Uh-oh.
So, TJ, as a fellow guy that's been enjoying the series, tell me what's been working about it for you.
Hold on, I'm fighting with my volume right now.
Yes.
Let's see. I'm trying something new.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I love you too, buddy. You having fun out there?
Yeah. Watching Moon Knight.
Oh.
Speak of the devil. Yeah.
Speak of the devil, yep.
Number 5. What's that? Oh, now he let the cat in. Now the cat's meowing at me.
Yeah. Feed me.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, no. Fatty, ugly cat. She always just wants attention.
Hmm.
What are you doing, Fatty? Oh. What did we lose TJ already?
Yeah, I think he said he was either finding his volume or fighting with his volume. I could hear
Yeah.
him all right.
Yeah, I heard him fine. He
Yeah.
probably maybe couldn't hear us.
He's my son's going jumping between video game systems constantly, from his Switch to his Xbox to his GameCube to his back and forth through everything. All right, so Kazar the Savage, number 6. And this is a nice near minty one. Again, like that first Kazar series, Lord of the Savage Land or whatever it was. That was I paid a little over $1 an issue, so I couldn't go wrong with that. So volume is fine. But Chip, have you been reading anything lately?
Nothing. Well, the White Knight, the new White Knight one for Batman.
No.
That's probably the more recent one I've been reading. Everything
I
else
just
I've been reading
watched
is all the old
Batman
Star Wars.
finally.
Oh, did you? How'd you like
Yeah.
it? What'd you
I
think?
liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people had issues with it. I really enjoyed it. I like that it felt kind of realistic the whole time. I thought the part that I liked the least is the part that everybody else liked the most. Is I thought the Riddler was just okay. I never really cared about him. I wasn't invested in him at all. And I actually liked the relationship between Batman and Selena Kyle, and a lot of people thought that was the weakest part of it.
I'll be honest. I kind of agree with you on everything you just said, because I really wasn't a big. I mean, the Riddler was kind of like, you know. I mean, he did a good job, but I just wasn't invested in him as a character, and I never have really been either. So, but
Yeah,
as
he
far
just
as
seemed
the
like a
actual,
whiny look at me character.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I found more exciting in the Riddler. I had more connection with the Riddler in Gotham, the TV show, than I did on this version of him. You know. And so that's telling you a lot. I mean, I just, wasn't really a big fan of him and this movie, but it was a good movie. It was a good story and everything, I thought.
Yeah, and I really like the homemade look of the Bat costume.
Yeah, exactly. The Batmobile itself even was, very cool looking.
Yeah, the motorcycle, the Batmobile, and I heard people complain about that, and I thought that Batmobile looked really good too.
Yeah, I thought it was fun. It was, it was not this whole overdone futuristic looking. It was just a straight up muscle car that looked like it was half chopped apart and had lots of power on it, and it was ready to go. The same with the motorcycles. The motorcycles weren't all like souped up and rolling on their sides and doing all the crazy. It's a motorcycle. It was just a regular old motorcycle. So I thought it was good.
Right. I know I got the blinds working against me here.
Yeah.
Now, Simon, did you watch the Batman, and what did you think?
Too long.
Yeah. It was long. I got faked out by the endings a few times. I'm like, oh, it's done now. Oh,
it was. Everything I did, everything I mentioned was all in hindsight, of course. Like, because we went and saw it at the drive-in, so probably not as comfortable as not as comfortable as seeing it in the cinema or at home or anything like that. But there was a lot of aspects I did like. Like, I did like the detective story style. I did like the grittiness. I thought the chemistry between him and Zoe Kravitz was really good.
I did too.
Yeah, right. So I thought she looked amazing too. She sold like the moves and the acrobatics and all that.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of good aspects to it. I just felt everything was too far and few between. The movie should have been cut down a little bit more and got rid of some of the boring stuff in between. But that's
a little slow at times. Yeah, it was a little slow at times.
It was a slow. It was a slow burn, I reckon.
Yeah. What I thought was cool was the contacts as tech with the cameras.
That was cool. Yeah, definitely.
Because that would be something a Batman that's a true detective would kind of have, right? To analyze things. Like, Like you're like, wow, he's really staring at that, and then you see after they reveal it that he's actually like
Got the
filming it
contacts
and
that are doing it. Yeah.
Hmm.
Rereading it back. Yeah, I actually funny. I watched it on my way down to Fort Lauderdale this past week, Monday. So when I took off flight, so it was a good movie flight video, to watch for the whole movie. The whole movie
Put,
during the flight. So
put you to sleep.
yeah, no, I enjoyed it. Even the
I even
second
went
time
and saw
around.
Morbius that everybody was complaining about.
I did see Morbius as well.
I didn't think it was as bad as everybody said, but but at the same time, I can understand why people didn't like it.
Yeah,
The ending was kind of a mess,
Mm,
but I like the I'm not a big Jared Leto fan
yeah,
by any means. I thought he was good as Morbius though.
Yeah.
And I thought the girl, his love interest, the woman, I thought she was really good in it.
yeah.
Yeah, the contact camera was cool. But I didn't hate it as much as everybody else. I thought the end credit scenes that everybody complained about were some of the worst they ever saw. I can number 16. I can kind of see why people didn't like Morbius wasn't a villain. And then all of a sudden you have a villain approaching him to join a club like they're making the Sinister Six.
Yeah.
So that didn't feel right. Like
Yeah,
Mark's
that was-
like, yeah,
that was-
I'll join.
That was stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that felt super forced.
Mm.
And that
Mhm.
Venom joke just takes you out of the movie completely. Like it doesn't land at all.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
like,
there,
I'm Venom.
there was a scene in one of the trailers where you actually see him walk past Michael Keaton, and Michael Keaton says, we'll talk," or whatever like that when they cross paths.
Yeah.
Right.
And because he was in jail being transported somewhere, and Michael Morbius just happens to walk past him, and that's what happens. They
Yeah.
cut that out of the movie altogether.
Mhm.
And then they throw in that end scene, and I'm like, they should have left the one from the trailer in if they were going to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would be a
I
lot
agree.
better. And then at least you could have it wouldn't have kind of betrayed the character of Michael Morbius, who was like a bit villainous but had a hero's heart. But the villain part of him had nothing to do. It was just the hero part of him's controlling his urges and not succumbing.
He's very hard to put into a category because you classify him as, okay, originally he was a villain and then he's an anti-hero. So is he now a villain? Is he a hero? Is he an anti-hero? He sort of covers all bases depending on the storyline.
Oh, exactly. And I just sent out my second printing of it to get graded at CBCS. I have one in a 9.0 from CGC, the second printing of his first appearance. And I just sent out another one to CBCS. So this one has a wraparound cover.
Very cool.
Oh, because the second printing had the silvery background, didn't it?
Yeah.
Mm.
And they did one with the first appearance of Silver Sable too. I have the first printing of that, and I have the second printing silver of that slabbed.
I think they did that a couple of times actually.
They did because they did it with Venom Venom book as well. But I do love the silver reprints. I think they look incredible. But now, Chip, you're still the big Spidey fan, right? Are you buying anything new Spider-Man?
The only thing I picked up, I just picked this up recently.
Oh, I saw mine's out getting
Yeah.
graded right now.
Yeah,
I'm hoping to
that's
get it
it.
back soon.
I mean, every week I get every time they get new Spider-Man or Miles Morales, I do get that as a comic. I haven't been reading them lately, but I do pick them up and collect them, so I will eventually get back to it.
Now, I do agree with Norman Rad about that. Whoever shot the Morbius movie did not know how to shoot fight scenes.
Mm.
They were confusing as hell. I don't like quick cut fight scenes. Because all it tells me is I don't want to say you don't know what you're filming because I'm not a filmmaker. I don't know how hard it is. But it just doesn't play well to me on the screen.
You didn't like the Nightcrawler flashing.
Right. So another Kazar wraparound.
I was gonna say, what is it? Kazar the doctor now.
Yeah.
Kazar the surgeon.
Well, I'm surprised they haven't done anything with him yet. I think we'll probably see Kazar when the X-Men enter the MCU. And they'll probably have them go to the Savage Land. Then you'll see him and Shayna and Sabu. But so who haven't you guys seen in the movies yet that you want to see in the movies? Are you guys holding out for a character? Rather it's DC or Marvel? And did you guys hear the big DC news?
I know what's the news. I haven't.
So DC has a new owner and a new figurehead, kind of like Kevin Feige. So all their stuff is going to be going in a coherent direction. This guy's going to retool everything.
Oh wow. I didn't know
did
that.
not hear that. Yeah, I didn't hear that either.
I've been listening to the news and the reports on it this week. So your DC movies might be getting a lot more coherent and a lot better. And you're not going to get like 17 different universes, people in different universes of their movies. But I think that could be good, but it's also been yeah, I hear you, Gene. But man, those comic clear boards are pricey. I would like to have all my books in them, but
Yeah.
what was I talking about? See, I'm old. You got me off track.
You got yourself off track.
DC. You were talking about DC and,
Oh, yeah.
and going in the right direction. Yeah, with single direction now.
Because you never got a second Man of Steel. You got great inconsistency just with that whole Justice League debacle and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Another great one with Spider-Man holding
Yeah.
Shayna.
Very cool.
Spider-Man saves all the ladies
Yeah.
except Gwen Stacy.
Too soon.
Yeah.
Right.
too soon. Yeah. I'm just waiting for a new Howard the Duck movie. That's
Oh,
all
I would love it, but
I know.
I would love a new Howard the Duck movie taken seriously. But having said that, I still love the original. It's a good
I do
guilty
too.
pleasure flick. for
It
me.
is a guilty pleasure of mine as well. Yeah.
Everybody likes to hate on it, and I think it's just fun.
I think, yeah, me too. Yeah.
But I think that might have something to do with your and I's age there, Chip.
Yeah, exactly. That is true. Yep. Yeah.
Now we got Shayna holding Kazar, who's seen better days. You got
Yeah, I
Peter
can't really
Parker,
think about who I'd want introduced. I'm waiting for the reintroduction of Blade to see how this
Oh, that'd be
this new guy sort of takes off.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind them attempting maybe a Tomb of Dracula or a Werewolf by Night.
That's
That
what
would
I
be
want. I was hoping the Moon Knight is going to introduce the supernatural side of Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to see a supernatural universe too. Because I want to see the Man Thing and the Nexus portal and get all involved in that and have those creatures like Werewolf by Night.
But there is a Man Thing movie.
What's that?
Haven't you seen the Man Thing movie?
Oh yeah, I own it on DVD and digitally.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
Not
great, but it's good campy.
Yeah, I was
fun.
going to say not that it's much to rave about, but yeah.
All right, boys. I got to take off here.
Number 25. All right, well, thank you for dropping
Oh.
in, Chip.
No problem. No problem. I got a family in, so I'm going to go spend some time with the
I got about 10
sister-in-law.
more minutes of bagging, and then I can
call it
head
a
off.
day.
I already made dinner, so the kids eating it.
Very good.
Werewolf by Night is definitely coming. Halloween special. Now, yes.
That'd be
And
good.
let's see.
We'll
Did
see you
know
guys
it's okay
later.
how- yeah.
Say,
Ah,
Chip.
but and you were saying too about the Midnight Suns. Like that's part of the
Yeah.
supernatural that I want to see.
Yeah, so I love that storyline you know, like back in the sort of like early '90s or whatever like that. You know, they did the crossover with like Morbius, Night Stalkers, Darkhold,
Yeah, the whole Midnight Suns
Ghost
thing I'd
Rider,
like
of course.
to see. And I think we have a chance now that we have the Darkhold.
Yeah,
And we did get Blade's voice at the end of the Eternals with the Black Knight.
yeah, that's right. So like they're almost sort of dropping breadcrumbs, but whether they keep going and because Midnight Suns has been rumored for about the last 5 years.
Right. Well, I mean, they gotta go there at some point. Just they have to keep expanding the universe,
Mm.
and I think that ends up being the problem that DC runs into. They're working on that right now, Norrad. That's actually at Blumhouse. Todd McFarlane took Spawn to Blumhouse, and they're trying to make a movie.
They're still getting Jamie Foxx to play Spawn
That I don't know.
because that was the because he did actually say I will be playing Spawn, but whether it
I would like to
It's
see
still
an
going that
unknown
way.
cast in the Al Simmons role. Let someone make it their own.
mm,
Because I'm
I
not
suppose you
adverse to having people like the Hugh Jackman effect. This person you don't know comes in and they own a part for 18 years and they make it their own.
yeah, well, Michael J. White, nobody really knew too much about when he did Spawn. Like he'd done a lot of like C grade, D grade martial art movies, and he'd been an extra and a stuntman and all that sort of stuff. But he'd never really did any sort of key roles with any sort of pull, I suppose you could say. But
Right. Well, and I think that they do him an injustice if he didn't at least get a cameo in the new Spawn movie.
yeah,
And John Leguizamo too.
so Jamie Foxx is signed to do it. Jeremy Renner is Twitch.
Huh.
Okay.
You know, I wasn't never a big fan of Jeremy Renner, just because I didn't know him, but I really, really liked him as Hawkeye. And that was another series that a lot of people didn't like that I really loved. I loved the Hawkeye series.
Mm.
I especially
Yeah, I
liked
didn't mind
the
it.
dad feels from him.
Mm. And I think Haley Steinfeld was definitely perfect pick for Kate Bishop.
Yeah, I thought so too. And that one scene in the third episode where he's on the phone talking to his son and she's helping him, I just thought was incredible.
Yeah.
I gotta organize all these Khazars after, but at least they'll be bagged.
Yeah, like
Now,
honestly, I don't mind most of the Marvel series that have come out. Like a lot of people are like, oh, I hated this and I hated that and whatever. I still, you know, I will still rewatch most of them. I don't have anything really bad to say about any of them. Probably the only one that I found a little bit hard to get through was Loki.
See, and I really enjoyed that too. And every time one comes out, I really liked it a lot. I think the only one that I thought had like a so-so episode was Falcon and Winter Soldier. I thought one of those, or it felt like the Marvel writers were being too preachy and not going to the story of the characters.
Mm.
But again, that's just my opinion, and I could be completely wrong about it. You know, I could have just took it wrong because I'm definitely no authority on anything. But I just think it's easy now. I think for the new generation to be critical because they didn't grow up like we did with none of this stuff ever on film or adapted. Or if you did get it, it was the lowest budget, and the people who had it treated it like an afternoon after school special when they wrote it and made it, and they didn't do anything good with the characters at all or interesting. They just pumped out whatever quick buck they could and filmed it on a budget half that of a Power Rangers episode.
Yeah.
The Rhino.
And I think that's the problem too, is that because all the new generation, they're spoiled for choice.
Right.
So and it's the in thing to be negative about stuff. They don't want to go, oh, I really love this because. It's like, I really hated this because.
Right. Even if it's something I don't like, I try not to say, hey, I just say it didn't appeal to me. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with it. It just wasn't me. Like, it's okay for something to be made and it's not directed at me. Not every movie made has to have me in mind.
Yeah, that's right.
You know?
Mm.
Like, just because it's not directed at you does not mean it sucks. It just means it's not for you.
And that's the thing. Like, I've had to change my point of view. Like, as I've mentioned before, going into the Marvel movies ever since Iron Man 1, I've been very critical about it being true to the source material. But I've had to change my point of view because then I'm nitpicking everything. Like, oh no, this is wrong. This should have been done this way. That costume's wrong. I've just had to go in there going, it's good for what it is.
Oh, that's funny that Thorson popped in because I was working on his AOK a little bit today. I had to go get a card binder, and I'm sleeving up some cards I'm sending over his way that are most savage.
Oh, cool.
Blair Witch.
You can have that.
Blair Witch first came out, I watched it, and I thought it was fun then. I couldn't understand why people thought it was real. That just boggled my mind that people would think that was a real thing.
Yeah.
That people just happened to film that just like that. So I could never wrap my head around people believing it. I didn't think it was scary. I just thought it was like a fun little project thing.
I think it's
really hard to
they
scare.
marketed it. They marketed it as a real, like almost like a real documentary sort of style thing. And I think that's what fooled some people, that everybody's like, oh, this is actually real. This has actually happened. I'm watching a recap of what happened or whatever like that. And it wasn't until people just started going, this is a pile of shit, that
Right.
people sort of clicked on it.
But I saw that in the theater. I'm like, all right, this is okay. But then, of course, it got more popular than it deserved.
Yeah.
It's a watch and don't watch again movie.
Yeah. You've seen it,
All right,
you've done it.
It was okay.
Yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah, same thing. I agree with Werewolf, Paranormal No Activity. I watched that because of the hype, and I was like, okay. So that was that. But I'm a big horror fan, so horror's tough for me. One, there is no horror movie out there that scares me. I'll never get past in my mind that it's just a movie. I just can't do it. I'm just that type of person.
I can't watch horror movies as much as what I used to. Like when I was younger, I used to love watching horror movies, but I just can't do it as much nowadays.
I still watch them, but I want them with a good story. I tend to like the supernatural ones more.
Yeah.
Slasher ones bore me to tears. Like, I'm not a Freddy fan. I'm not a Jason fan. I'm not a Michael Myers fan. And this is coming from a guy who loves John Carpenter movies. But like the slasher ones are boring to me. I'm just gonna walk, and no matter what you do, you turn the next corner, magically I'm there.
Or you trip over just as they catch you.
Right.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you don't know how to run anymore, and you fall every 3 feet.
Yeah.
Just because to me that's not a story, so I can't invest in it. I just start getting bored and I tune out.
Well, I can't say like I do love my Freddy movies. Like I've always been a fan of Freddy Krueger. Like I've seen the Friday the 13th and the Halloweens and all that sort of stuff, but yeah, I was always more drawn towards Freddy.
I like Alien as a horror movie. Halloween's just okay to me. The Exorcist bores me to tears. I don't know.
Probably because it's such
like
a long movie to get to that last scene.
Yeah, and I watched it as a young kid. I watched it when it came out, that movie's always bored me. I don't know what it is about The Exorcist. Everyone's so scared by it. And I'm like, well, it's okay. So she's puking pea soup. I got it.
Pet Cemetery. Yeah, see, I'm one of those people where I struggle watching animals die on film. Like the missus always rubs it into me. She's like, oh, let's watch 8 Below or one of those things.
John Wick.
Yeah. Like I literally close my eyes at that point because I hate seeing animals die on film. I'd rather see 1 million people die than one dog or one cat. But yeah, so Pet Cemetery was always a hard one for me to watch. I never watched the rehash of it that they did recently, but I've seen the first 2 originals.
Yeah, a lot of The Shining's fun, but The Shining has a story about a guy mentally breaking down, so it's a good story. What's it? Animals is hard to watch. Oh boy, chase a balloon in the road. Yeah, see, the thing that gets me as I get older is I don't like watching stuff based on I'm not a true crime person. I don't watch that. I don't like to watch anything based on somebody's real pain.
Yeah.
I think that's why I tend to like Supernatural. It's just all made up fun fiction. Like I don't watch documentaries on serial killers, and I know some people are really into true crime, and there's nothing wrong with it. It just doesn't appeal to me. I don't want to sit there and watch something based on, like I said, like on somebody's real pain, something that happened to somebody in real life.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
part of me feels like I'm glorifying it,
Yeah. It's the same with like I love the supernatural stuff too, but I've always been a zombie and a vampire and a werewolf guy. I can never do the zombie thing too much. Zombies always bore me.
Yeah, I'm the same with zombies. Like when 28 Days Later came out and everybody loved it, I watched. I was like, it was all right.
Yeah. Yeah. Slow zombies, fast zombies.
I'm not even a Walking Dead fan.
I've never seen an episode. Hey, Bill.
I gave it a shot. I watched the first 3 seasons, but it was the same formula, right? So there's a gang together. All of a sudden they have a disagreement. They fight for half the season. They band back together. They run into another gang of people. They have a war with each other. And then the survivors band together. And then they wash, rinse, repeat the next season.
So it's not even really about bloody zombies, really.
Yeah, they're more in the background. So then the last thing I'm going to bag and board here that I picked up, and I've been wanting to grab this for a while. Let me see. I just got to bag it here. And a character that I've always been kind of interested in. He's got a fun design. And like I said, he's popped up in the new She-Hulk comic.
Jack of Hearts.
Yes. Again, one of those 4-issue minis.
I was very surprised they brought him back because he's been in like 10 comics or something over the years because he died really, really early. He was sort of almost one and done sort of character.
Yeah, kind of like, well, who did that too was the original Torpedo, who got murdered in the Rom book by the Dire race. Nice. Now, you know what movie? There's a movie I like that's a guilty pleasure of mine called Doom with Rona Mitra, which is just a fun kind of a post-apocalyptic type movie. Yeah, words are easy for me.
I speak good English.
Yeah, we speak them good English. I got that series for some reason. Wow, it's okay. If you like it, Norrad, that's all the better for you. That's there's so much out there, man. Something for everybody.
Yeah, I'm just not a zombie guy, so that's why I never watched it.
See, I'm a werewolf guy. I love werewolves, but I would say my favorite horror villain is Pinhead, the Cenobite.
Yep.
Nice and intelligent, menacing. You know, and he'll tear your soul apart. So, what we got? Invincible is Kirkman's best series. I never read it, but one of the best zombie movies is Erotic Nights of the Living Dead.
Oh, God.
Ah, so that's what I love about Thorson. He is just, he doesn't forget anything. He's got an encyclopedic brain. He remembers so much stuff. And this is a cool Jack of Hearts cover. Let me bag this. 2 left. Holy cow. And Simon, thank you so much, man. It's been nice spending the time talking to you and you guys in the chat.
That's no worries.
Yeah. See, now, when it comes to the Hellraiser franchise, because one, I've been reading Clive Barker since I was 13 years old. He's my favorite author. Absolutely. Him and Robert E. Howard. They're my 2 favorite authors. And just, you know, I started with In the Flesh. Then I went to the Books of Blood, Magica. Clive Barker is Clive Barker is just an amazing author. And Magica, which is like a 1,800-page book, just fantastic story. Everville. But the Hellbound Heart, like Pinhead was named Pinhead from the movies. He never had it. He was just the lead Cenobite in the book, in the story.
Yeah, I remember somebody telling me that.
And there's no Pinhead on film besides Doug Bradley, in my opinion. But I like, so when you're talking to Hellraiser movies, I like 1 through 4, and then they get really bad after that. I think every one of them, 1 through 4, have something to offer.
Yeah, see, I was always a Stephen King guy too. Like, I never read a lot of books when I was younger, but I did read a few Stephen King books, and then I ended up seeing pretty much all the movies and things like that. Like, you know, I loved It. I loved Christine and Silver Bullet and Needful Things and stuff like that. Some of them went a little stupid, but the majority of them were really good.
You know what's funny is I never really connected with Stephen King's writing. Like, I have respect for it. Except there was one book of his I really liked, and it was his book on writing.
No.
So, which I thought was odd. His book on writing was great, but I never really connected with his storytelling. I actually just watched Christine for the first time like a month and a half ago. I had never seen that. And that was a hole in my John Carpenter film watching. Because like I said, I'm a huge John Carpenter fan, and like The Fog and The Thing. Like, I still love The Fog. And the thing about John Carpenter, he's all about atmosphere. His movies aren't especially bloody or gory. I don't think in Halloween there's even any blood, is there? It's all implied in the first Halloween.
Oh God, it's been a long time since I've seen that.
And
yeah, I can't remember
any blood in The Fog. It's the ghosts are in the mist, but you never actually see the murder.
So he's more about setting a scene and the atmosphere more than
right
blood, guts, and horror.
Exactly. In this, yeah, I think the bloodiest thing you might have is The Thing. But that's just because that's part of what the creature was.
Stephen King created the first multiverse with Dark Tower. I saw the recent movie Dark Tower, and it was an alright movie, but I'd never read the book.
I will say though, when we were at the movies last, the new Firestarter movie looks great.
Okay, I haven't seen a trailer for it.
I like that. I like the trailer for that a lot. So hopefully it's going to be good.
As I always say, Drew Barrymore is always my Firestarter.
Let's see. The Italian movie Torso by Sergio Martino. I'll have to put those. You'll have to Instagram message me those, Thorson, so I can look for them. And like I was telling them earlier, Thorson, I was sleeving some cards for you today that that are gonna be part of your AOK. So I don't want anything to get damaged on the way over. So they'll be in a binder, sleeved for you. Some nice Conan savageness. Now, what are the ratings like for you over there, Simon? Because are they really strict in what you guys are allowed to see or not see, or is it pretty open?
Probably not as bad as you guys can sometimes get, because we have like G, PG, M, which is mature audiences, MA, which is like a little bit of added violence and a little bit of sex, and then obviously R rating. But like it's like I think probably the most noticeable thing is your normal TV stuff. Like you guys don't necessarily get as much of the swearing, like the cursing, and maybe the blood and guts and stuff on TV.
Right.
But all we do is we just go, okay, as long as it's after 8:30, 9 p.m. on normal TV, then we can play it.
Oh, they're not even like, I'm not a smoker, so I've never smoked, but they don't even allow smoking on the TV shows now. Like the characters can't smoke, which I thought was silly. I mean, if it's part of who the character is, just let it go.
Yeah, well, didn't they do that with Wolverine in the comics? He wasn't allowed to, have his, his
And they took
stogie
his cigar
anymore.
away.
Yeah. I'm like this. Like I can understand people, like, because we had back in the early 80s, because obviously cricket is a big sport in Australia. One of the smoking places actually used to sponsor the cricket, and then slowly over time, obviously, it's bad, it causes cancer, this, that, whatever else. We'll get out of that, and then they started getting sponsored by alcohol places, which a lot of American sports are still, Budweiser and Coors and all that big sponsors of things. Now the new thing seems to be betting places, like gambling apps. Everything is a gambling app now. Like, and that seems to be like the new addiction that they want to use as, as advertising. And I just think it's like, if you just get rid of that sort of stuff altogether, it would be a better way just to do things.
Right. Well, and that comes in that, just the government censoring and
one angry mother making a movement.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
My kid's exposed to all that. He doesn't do any of it. It's called parenting.
No Australians, no good Australian drinks Foster's Bravo. It's disgusting.
I do love lagers though. I'm not a big drinker anymore, but I did all my drinking between 17 and 21. But I do love
only half of the animals.
Huh?
He's like, yeah, get rid of half of the animals. Like, not only half.
Right.
Yeah, I like how everybody's like sort of preconception of Australia is that we all have pet kangaroos and we can just step outside our front door and die by a snake or a crocodile or a spider bite. I reckon it's hilarious.
Well, right, because movies don't do anyone any favors perception wise on areas.
Yeah, everybody watch Crocodile Dundee and things like the whole of Australia is like that.
Right. And every one of you owns an oversized knife too, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I butter my bread with like a big machete looking knife like that.
just silliness. Well, that's the thing. People don't stop to think for a second, right?
Mm. Yeah, funnel webs are no joke. But luckily they're next state up. They're not really in Victoria, which is good. No, don't say that. The message goes, but they're coming down, they're migrating. I'm like, no.
Was it no pet? Australians have wallabies for pets. All right. It's a safe place. I've almost died twice.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's just because he fell off the couch while he's putting his feet up and taking pictures on Instagram.
Bloody bull shark. Wow.
Yeah, well, bull sharks are no joke, because bull sharks can actually do fresh water and salt water.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're actually. I remember watching a documentary. Like everybody, when they watch Shark Week and shark documentaries, always like Great White is always going to be the worst.
Because
Going
that's
to be
how
the
they
high,
advertise.
yeah, highest body count and all that sort of stuff. But it's actually the bull shark, purely because of that reason. They are the only shark that can do both types of water.
Man, they don't care what they kill in, right?
No, that's right. If it tastes good, they'll keep going.
Right? Hey, if the food's over there, that's where they're going.
Mm.
See Noran. Oh, we got Noran's laughing. Yeah. I'd love to go to Australia. I've never been there.
Mm.
Just, I mean, the city there, Sydney and Melbourne, it's got to be really nice.
Yeah, well, it's pretty much besides Werewolf, because Werewolf's on the furthest main city to the west. All the main cities are all on the east coast, so you can pretty much jump from Melbourne to Sydney, say to Brisbane, which is probably the main three. And they're only like an hour flight in between each other.
Dude, I didn't tell you either. Now that I do have you back again, I was so disappointed last week.
Mm.
Remember I told you my local grocery store, Wegmans, sold Tim Tams?
Yeah.
I went
They
there
didn't
to
have
go
any.
get them the next day. They stopped selling them. I was like, no.
Oh. You can get them. Where did Rob got them from? Amazon, I think.
I might have to do that. I'll look them
Yeah.
up on Amazon and order myself a box.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, I'll just go to Wegmans. I'll pick up a box. I mean, I have a
Mm.
few other Wegmans I could check, but the one next to me used to have them. I was so heartbroken.
You like walk past them every day and go, no, I don't really need them. I'll try them another day, and now they've gone.
Right, exactly. Because they have a big international food section here, and it's nice.
Mm. Yeah, so we actually have a place, and I know the missus loves going to it. We actually have a USA shop or USA food shop, and they just buy bits and pieces of recognizable sort of flavors and brands and things like that. But it's super, super expensive.
So are the international foods here. Like I like the Jammy Dodgers, and I'll buy those everyone, or the Java cakes from England,
Mm.
which are really nice. The Java cakes are great, but instead of paying like $3 for a box of cookies, they're gonna want 7.
Mm. Yeah.
You're like, do I really want a cookie that bad?
That's what I was saying to Rob, because Rob said he bought like a normal pack of the plain flavored Tim Tams, and he paid like $4 or $5 in the US, and I'm like, they're $4, $5 here, so that's actually a really good price.
Oh, it is. But what did he pay in shipping though?
That I don't know, because I'm pretty sure he got it. I'm pretty sure he said he got them through Amazon, but I think he bought a few things at once, so it was probably negligible, I suppose.
I'm gonna look them up on Amazon right now. Let's see. I shouldn't it's just way too easy to order stuff off Amazon and
Yeah.
eBay.
Oh, you're a disgrace to Australians, Werewolf. What are you saying? They're overrated. Galaxy is the best chocolate from the UK.
Galaxy. I've never heard of Galaxy.
No,
and
neither
we got
have I.
Thornton saying that Tim Tams are the best.
Truckload. That's all right. I suppose I can understand an Australian saying Tim Tams are overrated. It's saying that they've had them all their life.
Right now, what's the brand? Is it Arnott's?
Yeah.
I don't know how. Well, let me see. It's a 2-pack for $12.51. They have them a lot more expensive. $10 for 1 pack. $11 for 1 pack.
Oh.
So Rob must have bought a case, because you can get cases of them for like $35, $40, $50.
Unless they're
I'm
just
not
having a
seeing the
special on them.
$4 though.
I'm pretty sure it was Amazon. It might have been from somewhere else, but because I know on one of the banters on Chip's banter, he was actually like he pulled up the Amazon page and showing all the Australian stuff that you could buy.
Now, what's the normal Tim Tam? Is it the chocolate one?
Yeah, that's the plain, like the common one. Yeah.
All right, you know what?
You get ones like I don't really delve into because they've started doing some really weird sort of flavors, and we've tried a few of them and they're not necessarily that good. But I like those. I like the caramel ones, just the plain caramel ones. They're nice, and I actually like the white ones as well. But not everybody likes white chocolate.
Right. Let's see.
Sorry, I am English. I'm disappointed in you, werewolf, you bloody pom.
Hmm.
Yeah, it sounds like they might be a little bit pricey, so I don't know. You'd have to ask Rob. I thought he got them from Amazon, but he might have found another place.
That's all right. I just bought them for $13. I'm gonna give them a try.
Yeah,
That way I can say I've had them.
exactly.
I love trying food from other places.
Mm.
But he made up what's so why are you talking about food there? Where oh yeah, it says Norrad. I'm more of a fudge person.
Mm.
See, I'm gonna try a couple cookies and then leave them for the family because I'm diabetic. But I want to at least say I tried it. You know what I mean? I want to at least have a cookie and say I tried them.
Yeah, and just keep an eye on your sugar levels afterwards.
Oh, that's okay. I take care of myself. I used to weigh 240 pounds. I weigh 164 now. So
like literally half of your weight almost.
yeah, well, I didn't think about it that way. Yeah. I mean, and I'm only 5'6", so I was a heavy 240 on a short frame.
Remy Q.
You missed all the non-excitement, Remy. I was just bagging and boarding books and chatting with the crew. I'm like, yeah. I used to weigh quite a bit, but I used to do nothing but manage restaurants, and then I went into managing a bakery. So I was always surrounded by garbage. Delicious garbage, but garbage.
Like, I'll just try that to see if it's all right for the customers.
Yeah, see, there's X11. The dude's diabetic. You talked him into $13 worth of chocolate, Spidey. That's right. When I go into that diabetic seizure, I'm blaming Spidey. I'm like, Mad Spidey did it. Call Nick's Kicks and Comics.
I'll send over an EpiPen.
Right. That's not for diabetics. That would do it. That would do me no good. That's if you're allergic to bees or
that's
food
right.
allergies.
Yeah, it's the other one. Yeah.
Yeah. Then I would just have a whole nother problem added to that problem. See, he's trying to kill me.
Oh, God. No, but don't diabetics have one of those sort of things as well? Like if they have a hyper, don't you?
That might be type 1. I'm type 2.
Yeah, that's right. Because it's two different types.
Type 1's the worst, and it's bad because usually it hits you when you're a kid. Like my best friend, Michael Clone, his daughter, she's type 1 and she's just a kid, so she doesn't get to enjoy any of that stuff. Like at least when I grew up, I had my sweets, I had my peanut butter cups, I had this, I had that. So
Yeah, it's only because I always remember because I used to work with a girl when I worked in retail that worked in a different department. And I remember I had to sort of walk basically through the whole store to get to the loading dock area to get deliveries. And I remember basically finding her like just lying there on the ground, like sort of, she was just still and like white as a ghost. And I knew she was diabetic. So I just ran and grabbed her boss or whatever like that to grab because he had the EpiPen thing in the thing. So I know that's the only reason why I know about it.
Right, and yeah, like I used to get lows all the time. Now I'm more level. But the thing is you can tell when you're low, man. You get shaky and you get really hot and you're sweating and you get dizzy real quick.
Yeah.
So how you doing, TJ?
I am doing well. I can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
That's very loud.
I'm loud too. So
that's right. I'll turn down my volume.
All right, I think I put my volume down. So.
I suppose it doesn't help that I've got headphones in too.
You just blew your eardrums out, right?
Yeah. Like, whoa.
Yeah, I think I had my volume up too loud, and I'm a loud person, so that probably a great combination.
Yeah. So yeah, we were asking you about Moon because you're like me. You're really enjoying Moon Knight, where Spidey's been up and down on it.
Right.
And I'm not a Moon Knight reader. I only ever read him in Werewolf by Night. So I never read
Yeah.
any of his solo series, but I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah. They've done some really off the wall things in the first three and a half episodes. The second half of episode 4 was really familiar. I don't want to spoil it for anybody who doesn't know. But the second half basically comes right out of a popular run.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, I'm in familiar territory, but at the same time, that means that coming up, there's no telling what they may do, because I have a sneaky suspicion about the whole season, and I think both of you have said it or hinted to it, but I believe that 99% of this season may not be real so far.
Oh, that would be a shame if his wife isn't real, because she's been an absolute pleasure on the show.
Well, no, she's. I'll tell you this: the people are real. I don't think the circumstances we've seen are real.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't want to talk about it too much because I may spoil some things for people who may read Moon Knight but may not have gotten to see the episodes yet. But I'll tell you what. Episode 1, and I heard this on a podcast, Into the Night podcast, because I'm an uber Moon Knight fan and knows Moon Knight podcast. But the little girl in episode 1 that's putting trash in the Pyramid of Giza in the museum.
Yep.
Right after that, she talks to Mark, and Mark is telling her about the embalming process of the Egyptians, and they leave the heart in there so the Egyptian people can go to the afterlife and pass the field of reeds. The little girl looks at him with a straight face and says, "Well, why aren't you there?"
Right.
And he says,
I'm not dead.
"Because I'm not dead." The little girl is not a little girl. She knows something. I think the little girl was a hint at the very beginning. She's a plant.
God. Now, let me ask you this, as someone who's read Moon Knight, and
Yes.
me as someone who hasn't, because I'm not like everybody else. Oh, I've always loved him. I've always been into him. I haven't. I thought he was always a coolly designed looking character. And again, I only ever read him in those 3 or 4 issues he was in Werewolf by Night. But
Right.
do you think it's better coming into this series as someone who hasn't read the books, or someone who has read the books?
That, you know what? That's actually a question I actually want to pose to other people, because I see how, like, a lot of people are confused, and depending on their temperament, that confusion can either be good because they want to take the ride, or some people want, like I've seen a couple of people say that they should have started with his origin story and started the character from the beginning instead of jumping into, I don't know, mid-career with it and having what we're seeing. And I think it's a person-to-person basis kind of thing. You know, depending on how you feel about the type of story they're telling. Because, like, if I didn't know anything about Moon Knight, and people dropped a couple of nuggets, I think I'm a person who I like the ride personally. I like the fact that I have no clue what they're gonna do in episode 5 and 6 because they open the door. To me, it's fun, but a lot of people, they want to go ahead. They want to go ahead and get to where we're getting to. And I was telling Mark from releasing the comics. I was telling him in one of the chats that technically I wouldn't be surprised if, like, we got 6 episodes of character and onion peeling and stuff before you even got the fighting and brutality that people come to see from some of Moon Knight stuff.
Right now, what series
But I'm
did
kind of that
multiple
temperament.
personalities get introduced? Because in Werewolf by Night, he didn't have multiple personalities. I don't remember that he had them. He was just Mark Spector in the movie. In the Werewolf by Nights.
Oh, did I cut out?
Oh, did we lose him? Oh, there he
Oh.
is.
I think I may be cutting out.
You're back.
We can still hear you, okay?
Okay. Yeah. So from what I understand, Doug Minch, the guy who created Moon Knight, he created him to have the 3 separate aliases: Mark Spector, Jake Lockley, and Stephen Grant. And there was a guest writer on issue number 27, while Doug Minch wasn't writing, who introduced the idea of dissociative identity disorder. And then a couple of writers down the line kind of picked that up and ran with it. But but the creator, Doug Minch, I don't think meant for him to have DID.
Now, we didn't see the
So if you read the early,
but we got a hint of him in the one episode where all those guys were murdered, but it wasn't by Stephen Grant or Mark Spector.
I think we actually got a hint of him in episode 1 also, because in the little town square where he first encounters Harrow, and he has to keep the scarab away from him. When he blacks out that one time, he wakes up and like 4 or 5 people are dead around him, and his hands are full of blood. You never really see Mark fight. You never see Mark spill blood. I believe, even though they didn't say so, I believe that was actually the third person in the first episode who spilled the blood over the scarab.
So now Norrin Rad is
And also,
Norrin Rad was saying he was hoping for more guest appearances, but I think this might follow a formula like what was the last show? And it showed the guest like Hawkeye, when you saw the guests come up in the last 2 episodes, like Kingpin and stuff. Because anyone could show up in episodes 5 and 6 now.
Yeah, I think they. I don't know if this has been a thing they did beforehand, but they intentionally only showed the media people who did the reviews. They only showed them in episodes 1 through 4.
Right.
So I feel like they got stuff on their hands in 5 and 6 that they really want to keep a secret.
Yeah, they didn't want any.
What it is, I don't know. Right. What it is, I have no clue. I'm excited. I'm hoping that it lands somewhere where a bigger base of the audience is like, okay, I can get with this. I understand now where they're going. I was thinking earlier, you know how some books we buy and we like the single issues, but we say it reads better in trade.
Right.
This may binge better than the watch for maybe.
I think so too, but I think that's also been a lot of these series, that they're better if you watch them as one big 6-hour movie.
Right.
I think the most episodic one that worked well as episodes was actually the first one, WandaVision.
What WandaVision?
Yeah, like that I thought worked good as episodic. I think these, when you go on to rewatch, they'll play better as one coherent whole.
Because these episodes, even though they have like 10 minutes of it is credits, and so what is 40 times 3? 120. So it's probably maybe like 4 hours of runtime altogether, maybe.
Right. Now,
And so it may feel better as one long movie.
If you had to guess, TJ, as a guest appearance, who do you think we're going to see as a reveal on there for a guest?
As a guest, I don't. Uh, we still haven't seen Bushman. But Bushman doesn't count because he's in the Moon Knight lineage. Who outside could I see showing up? I'd
Yeah,
love to see Hunter just kind of walk in.
because you could see like Norin said, Blade and or Punisher. Now I could see them having the Punisher show up.
Well,
Another
but
connective tissue to the MCU.
if they, and this is always my dream ever since I found out that both of them were Marines, because I'm a Marine Corps vet. I really want them to sit down and talk Marine Corps shop one day, and see how that works out. So I would like that, but I think that would only happen more so if in episodes 5 or 6 we find out that Moon Knight is really this street level character, and he's just been having this kind of delusion, or he's actually been in a mental institution the whole time, or whatever. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna stick him and the Punisher together.
Now with Werewolf by Night, because when you first saw the preview and he was beating up that jackal, at first I thought it was a werewolf until you saw the episode.
Everybody did. It rang through the whole internet. Is that Werewolf by Night? And I'm like, it's too. I said it was too early for Werewolf by Night, but before I saw the suit, I thought it was too early for the Mr. Knight suit.
But it's what we all
And then
wanted
they
to
brought it
see,
out.
Werewolf by Night. So I think that's why we saw it.
Right. Now, I was saying earlier, when I was in the chat, that there is a Halloween special. I don't know if it's this year or next year, but there is a Halloween special with a confirmed casting of Werewolf by Night.
Oh.
So yeah, so you like this is not spec. You will get Werewolf by Night in the MCU 100%.
Yes, but Jack Russell or the new one?
I am not sure. They didn't give him a name. At least in the articles I saw, they didn't give him a name. They just said Werewolf by Night. I would assume Jack Russell, but who knows?
I mean, I would like to see Jack Russell, and then he could also teach the new Werewolf by Night. I think there's room to have both of them.
Right. Yeah, I kind of like, and you probably can't do this for everybody, but I kind of like the older character, new hero mentorship with Ant-Man.
Right.
But you can't like do that with every old and new hero. But if they did that sporadically, and maybe they did that with Werewolf by Night, that'd be okay.
Now I still want to see Danny catch Ghost Rider.
Right. Hold on a second. Let me.
That's it. We're gone, guys. We've lost everybody. Yeah, Teen Wolf, Nornrad. Yeah, Jason Bateman or Michael J. Fox, Teen Wolf, or the new one.
I love the Teen Wolf series.
You love the what?
I love the Teen Wolf series.
I never saw it. Was it good?
Yeah, it was a bit high school romancy drama sort of stuff, but they delved in some pretty cool sort of supernatural lore on different things.
See, I love werewolves. Like my favorite werewolf movie is The Howling. Love The Howling. Everybody always says they like the other one better, An American Werewolf in London, but I like The Howling the most. And they both have great special effects. I mean, they're both comparable with each other with the changes.
Yeah, I suppose, and that's where it sort of comes down to, like, the only thing that was probably a little bit disheartening about the Teen Wolf series was that they didn't have the budget to do the full massive transformation. So all they did was sort of, gave him some fangs, different colored eyes, and a little bit extra facial hair. And that was sort of it. But Yeah, like I loved the Underworld series. I was a big fan of that because it had vampires, it had werewolves, it had action,
Right. And it had Kate Beckinsale and Shelley
yeah, and that too.
Pants.
So that was always a win.
Yep,
Yeah,
Dog Soldiers
Dog
was
Soldiers
fun.
wasn't too bad. Yeah, there was a movie called Curse that had
But I think there's a Netflix show
Christina
called The Curse, isn't there too?
I'm not sure. There was a movie called Curse that had Christina Ricci in it.
Yes, her and Joshua Jackson.
Mm. Yeah, that wasn't a bad movie actually.
That was a Wes Craven one.
Yeah.
There was all right. So we got Werewolf by Lunchtime in here. Werewolf by Lunchtime, or what? Darren is your name, I believe. What was your
Darren.
favorite werewolf movie? I'm curious what his answer is. Seeing he's Werewolf by Lunchtime,
Mm.
because there's it's tough because a lot. We're trying to all these studios try to make a good werewolf movie. The hard part is the budget with the transformation. Usually the transformation kills it.
Yeah, because a lot of people sort of look at The Howling and go, yeah, it looks like a big ass, werewolf basically like that. But they're like, oh, it looks really corny because the animatronics is very low. And I'm like, you got to remember, this stuff was done in like the really early 80s.
Yeah, and I thought The Howling was fantastic.
Mm.
And the best credit scene when they're just like cooking burgers, like meat.
Yeah, American Werewolf in London is his favorite.
And and I like it. I just like The Howling a little bit more. And I love the ending of The Howling where she exposes it on national TV. I thought it was just a brilliant move.
Mm. And they also did American Werewolf in Paris. That wasn't actually too bad either. That was
Yeah,
done
they just went CGC on that
90s,
one.
I think.
I mean, yeah, CGI. I mean,
Mm.
Oh, I did not know about this show. The old TV show Werewolf? Huh. Yeah, Michael J. Yeah. Yeah, good, silly fun.
It was a fun movie.
And the werewolf I thought looked good in Monster Squad.
Yeah, oh god, that's another movie I haven't watched in a long time.
See, werewolf's got nards. Hey, X11 Bravo's got it right. Because trust me, I'm a short white guy and I can't jump for shit.
And I'm a 6-foot white guy that could never jump and played basketball for 30 years and could never slam dunk.
Right? Yeah, I had most of my basketball was shooting from the 3-point line, so that's why I played tennis. Though I was a tennis guy. I played that for over 20 years.
Mm.
Spotlight. Oh yeah, too. And the art and that. Now, Werewolf, do you like Man-Wolf as well? John J. Jonah's son, John Jameson? Because I thought the Man-Wolf was a cool design too in Marvel Comics. Yeah. And the Moonstone and just a cool. They're good at putting like with Morbius, putting a new spin on a classic creature.
Mm. Now, I suppose that's the other question that always get asked is, what sort of lore do you like to follow when it comes to werewolves? Because obviously there's been a lot of different interpretations, some is, silver, some is, beheading, they change the lore. Like for vampires as well. Sometimes, wooden stakes work, sometimes silver works, sometimes
sometimes they can be in the daylight, sometimes they can't.
Yeah, there's so many different interpretations of, the lore itself of what can kill them, what, affects them, what they can do, what they can't do. Like, obviously, I think vampires have more of a broad spectrum because there's been so many different interpretations from, obviously the original Bram Stoker, but werewolves has sort of been along the same sort of line.
I am gonna have to check out The Curse. That's a werewolf show on Netflix.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to think. Actually, I think I might have seen that.
You
I think they only did
know, it's
like
funny.
one
I saw it in the
season.
queue, but I hadn't checked it out yet.
I think I have seen
Oh,
that.
Crazy Transformation. Hey, I'm definitely gonna have to. I'm looking for another horror series, so I'm definitely gonna have to check that one out.
Mm.
Right now, I'm watching some B movie goodness. I'm watching all 5 Mythica movies because I never seen them.
Mm.
Because I just like sword and sorcery. It's my bread and butter. It's what I love. But they're not spectacular, but they're well enough. They're fun.
So I'm assuming you would have been a big Game of Thrones fan then.
I did like Game of Thrones.
Mm.
I wanted a little more evil magic
Sorcery.
in it. I thought would have been great, but I did enjoy it. It's okay. I don't mind brutal. Brutality doesn't bother me in film.
Yeah, a bit of blood and guts never goes astray.
Yeah. I mean, as long as it's not just there for stupid reasons.
Yeah, it's got to be in context.
Yes.
Yeah, like if a werewolf slashes you, you're not just going to have a couple of scratches. You're gonna have chunks taken out and all that sort of stuff.
Right. You're going to get shredded.
Yeah, so it can't. As I said, it's got to be in context.
See, I bought Dracula for my wife's birthday. And she likes gothic horror. What else? Dark Shadows is her thing. Yeah.
So I've
No.
never seen. Oh, Dark Shadows that's the Johnny Depp thing, isn't it?
Well, no, that was the remake of the TV show. That was like Tim Burton's view of Dark Shadows. I never watched it.
Mm.
I actually liked The Witcher a lot. Seasons 1 and 2 I really enjoyed.
I didn't mind the action in it, but I thought, because I don't know anything about the storyline of it, I thought it was a bit like trying to watch Game of Thrones at the start, where there's too many characters from too many different storylines, and it was a bit confusing for me. I still enjoyed it, but I found it a little confusing.
What We Do in the Shadows is very funny.
Yes, I've never seen the series. I only saw the Johnny Depp movie, and that was it. Dark Shadows or whatever it was called.
Yeah, it was an old black and white series, and then it came back out again.
Mm.
And was it black and white? It started. I don't know. I know it's had 3 iterations.
Mm.
But definitely super popular. I didn't know if I wanted to see it Burtonized or not, so I never watched the Burtonized version.
It was probably, I would say it was a bit of a fun watch. Probably not necessarily a great storyline or
Not gothic horror.
Like yeah, it was just a bit more of a fun watch.
Well, let's see. One scene, girl in grass field is picking cotton. It flashes by so fast, you just see her arm slash in half, hanging as she runs. Oh wow!
Hmm.
Oh, 372 episodes. Wow! I didn't know it was that popular that it went that long.
Hmm.
That's amazing. All right, now, Simon, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna go eat some food here. We've actually been going for 2 hours and 13 minutes. Can you believe it?
There you go. That'll keep your watch time hours up.
Oh, wait, we got a question here by Bravo first. Well, Gary, so here's $1 million question. Adam's Family of the Munsters when you were growing up. Gilligan's Island.
We did get both, surprisingly enough.
Yeah.
I like them both. They were both fun to watch.
If I didn't really watch either one growing up. There wasn't anything in our household. So, I mean,
obviously we got reruns, but yeah, I don't know. I liked them both for different reasons. But probably if I had to favor one, maybe the Munsters.
Right, and I think when I was growing up, man, I was a big Buck Rogers fan. Even though it was only it didn't last long, but I love Buck Rogers.
Gilligan.
Yeah, Gilligan's Island. I used to watch that every day after school.
Mm.
Run to the TV, turn it on, get ready for Gilligan's Island to come on.
Yeah, so I always gravitated towards MASH because Mum and Dad absolutely love. Like they still like I bought them the box set of the entire series, and they'll still do a rewatch every now and again.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
Herman
Werewolf by Night
Munster,
likes the
he was a
monsters.
pisser. Yeah, he was funny.
He was. He reminded me of what's the guy on Soap? He was hilarious. The comedy Soap. You ever watch it?
No,
Oh, so good.
I don't think we ever got it. Which mum was hotter? I'd have to say Morticia.
It's like asking who's the hottest witch, Bewitched or I Dream of Jeannie.
Yeah.
It's definitely it's for me. It's definitely Bewitched.
Mm.
Elizabeth Montgomery was incredible. Lily.
Yes,
Morticia.
Morticia.
Yep. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to wrap it up here because I still got a kid to take care of. My wife's at work. Simon, thank you so much for jumping on and joining me, man. It was great.
No worries, mate. Always happy to jump on.
I
and
might
hang out.
do more of these bagging and boarding and chilling. This was fun hanging out with the crowd. We had 10 plus people in here the whole time. I expected nobody.
That's what I always say when I do my random occasional streams. It's like nobody will pop in, and then I might get 5 or 6 people if I'm lucky. That's always good.
Oh yeah, definitely. But thank you all. I had a lot of fun talking to everybody while I bagged and board. Thank you for keeping me company. I didn't want to do it by myself. Spidey, thank you for joining. TJ, thank you for hopping in. White Shadow, Chip, thank you for joining us for a minute. But that's it for today, guys. Until next time, keep it casual.